channel. Welcome to Heels and Faces. Heels and Faces. I'm Falsetto.
Sub-Zero.
And today we're going to be counting down the top 5 most underrated WWE superstars on the roster today.
And how crazy is it that you actually have individuals who have been in the company for years but haven't gotten the recognition that we honestly feel they deserve.
So this list, what we decided to do is to have a look at a set criteria, and for you to make it here, you have to be good on the mic.
For sure.
You have to be good in the ring, and especially the crowd backing is so important.
Which I mean is the reason why we basically made this list, because we actually back these guys, but the accolades don't exactly speak for them.
And starting off with number 5, we're going to be going into the former leader of Retribution. This is Mustafa Ali.
I feel like Retribution failed once Ali came along.
Yeah. Like it didn't really make sense because you had like this menacing group, and then all of a sudden it's just Ali coming through. Like really?
Like who's Ali?
Come on.
And I honestly think that's like the problem, because we're like, who is Ali?
Yeah.
Right. Whereas Ali, great on the mic as we've seen on Retribution. Exceptionally great cruiserweight. And
his times in 205 Live and in the Cruiserweight Classic, like he really showed that he deserved to be a champion. And let's not forget that short stint he had in 2019 with Daniel Bryan. He had those great matches.
True.
And it was said that he was actually supposed to be the one to face Daniel at WrestleMania until he got injured. Then Kofi Mania happened. So
I mean, bittersweet.
Yeah. And going into number 4?
Number 4, honestly, this is a guy that's been in the business for years, took a bit of a break, but came back. This is a veteran coming in at number 4, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, that just says it itself, man. Shelton Benjamin, honestly, he has had titles before, but he's one of those guys that we really thought should have reached world champion, WWE champion status.
He did well. Like I remember in the mid 2000s, he had the gold standard, even dyed his hair gold, all of that.
Yeah.
And let's not forget his accomplishments as part of the world's greatest tag team, Team Angle.
World's greatest tag team. But even afterwards, IC champ, US champ, and not to mention, like, he really knows how to work a ring. Particularly going to that example, the match he had with Shawn Michaels.
True, actually. Hey, that's super kick. To this day, like I still remember that. And shout out to him, even now he's like in the later stages of his career, but even in the hurt business he was showing that he can still go. So I really don't understand why he hasn't been world champ, but anyways, now we're gonna jump into number 3, and this guy, it hurts me that I don't understand how he has not been sort of like the second coming of Rey Mysterio. I'm talking about Ricochet, Mr. 630, the moves that this guy can do. Like, yes, his mic skills might not be the best, but in the ring, the crowd backing, he kills it. Like, I don't understand.
He's literally a living Superman. Like, he's literally a living superhero. Honestly, there was in NXT, there was when he was fighting with Velveteen Dream.
Ooh.
There was this move he did where he just jumped. He literally hopped up the ring, did a flip, and
landed on his feet right in front of
I'm pretty sure the distance was 2 meters or something along those lines. It was exceptional.
If he can do that, like imagine what else he can do. But for whatever reason, he hasn't really gone beyond US champ, and even now he's barely on TV. Didn't even make it on WrestleMania 37. I don't know. But number 2
is also a guy that honestly should have been a lot more successful. This is the former American Alpha member in Chad Shorty G. Gable.
Oh, Shorty G. That was terrible.
But like, think about how many gimmicks this guy has actually had, right? Chad Gable in American Alpha, he was literally he was not the bulldozer like his counterpart, like Jason Jordan. But literally, he was like a technical mastermind.
For me, I saw him as like even the second coming of Kurt Angle in a way. I mean, he has the all-American background with the Olympics. All of that. He had what it takes, and he has great mic skills.
He does.
But for whatever reason, he's just never really been pushed further. Yeah. And now he's just busy with Otis doing random like American Alpha Academy.
Alpha Academy, make Otis great again type of vibe. They honestly feel like they're really wasting him. They really don't rate him as high as they should be.
Yeah, it's such a pity. There are so many people that we could talk about. In fact, we have a bubbling under list, and these are the people that couldn't make it, as well as couldn't make it as top WWE superstars. I'm joking.
But this is one guy who is, I suppose, like the first guy in our bubbling under list. He is considered as one of the big superstars, but he is in the shadow of his teammates, and he seems like he hasn't been able to get out of the shadow of his teammates. This is 11-time WWE Tag Champ Xavier Woods. It always seems like when you talk about the New Day, the A team was always Big E and Kof.
Yeah.
You know, Big E currently was former IC champ. Kofi Mania,
first black WWE champion. Say no more.
Right. So it always seems like Xavier Woods was always kind of just in the background.
Yeah. And then another guy that we definitely have to consider is Shinsuke And yes, you could argue he won the 2018 Royal Rumble, but making him lose at WrestleMania for the WWE title and all his lackluster IC title reigns and US title reigns. And now his theme song that we all loved is back, but still it just doesn't have...
It doesn't have the same thing. They really just killed him on that heel run. Hey?
Yeah.
Because a heel Nakamura would have been very interesting, but the way they just went about it.
They just made him lose. Like, I really didn't understand. More on the list, we've got Aleister Black. Did so well in NXT, was NXT champion, came to the main roster, didn't quite link it up.
I mean, not even a mid-card title.
You know, exactly.
We also talk about people like leader of the Riot Squad in Ruby Riot.
Ruby. Oh.
Like, she honestly should have been, the Riot Squad should have been the next Shield in the women's division. But it didn't even get to that. And now she's kind of just floating in the women's division, taking L's left, right,
That's
and
why
center.
she's on the public under list. Oh, okay. On that note, this list could go on as long as Chris Jericho's list, but we're not going to do that. We're going to jump. We're going to jump into number one now. Are you ready, Sabs?
I am ready.
I'm ready to tell
Are you
the
ready
masses.
to go swing it?
Who is it?
The Swiss Superman / Cyborg
Slash everything.
underrated, I guess. Cesaro.
Oh man, this guy. Even the superstars say on all these podcasts, even on air, that like Cesaro, pound for pound, strongest man
Easily.
in WWE.
Easily.
Arguably the best wrestler, actually. And it's ridiculous that he's never been a world champion. He's never had like a proper push. Because I mean, he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal in 2014.
By dumping the Big Show.
The 500-pound Big Show.
Bro.
He's had some great tag title runs with the bar. I don't know why you're not wearing your bar shirt, but...
We underset the bar! We
are the bar!
I absolutely loved it. And what we really thought Cesaro didn't have great mic skills, but in his time with Sheamus in the bar, he literally just showed us that he can actually hang with the best of them.
But fingers crossed that things might be changing, because literally since the beginning of 2021 he's been doing well. Beat Daniel Bryan on like 2 occasions, had a great showing in the Rumble, Elimination Chamber, beat Seth Rollins in his first singles match at WrestleMania, which shows he's been in WWE for like 10 years. How is this only your first singles match? It didn't make sense. And now he seems to be on the collision course with the head of the table for the Universal title. So,
But the question is, will WWE acknowledge him?
that's what you did there. But yeah, that has been our top 5 list of most underrated superstars. It literally could go on and on. Do let us know in the comments who else did we miss out on. And make sure that you follow us and like, you share, you subscribe, and tag us. And as always,
We'll see you in the next one.
bang!